you need to know these tips for XDefiant. I'm going to be going over a list of tips you wish you knew earlier. The first tip is actually going to be on the Ubisoft launcher. If you head over to the challenges on the Ubisoft launcher, you can earn weapon boosters. And the simple part is, most of these challenges are literally just done by just playing the game in general. So make sure to do these challenges and get that free weapon booster. Did you know you could shoot and destroy gadgets such as Dead 6 Spider Drone if it latches onto a teammate? Next, in XDefiant, to basically have practically zero recoil, one tip or trick is to tap A and D or tap strafe. Now when you do that, you practically get rid of the horizontal recoil, and it's all about controlling the vertical recoil, which is super simple. Now one big skill gap in this game is getting headshots. Instead of bunny hopping and jump spamming, headshots are probably way more important. Another tip is the audio in this game. They set it up to where the audio of enemy footsteps and gunshots are louder than that of teammates. If you hear footsteps, it's more than likely an enemy. Now when you're moving from say point A to point B, having your secondary out or your pistol allows you to move a lot faster than your primary weapon. Now, just like most other shooter games, things such as head glitching, crouch spamming, and much more are all super useful in this game. Rather not say this, but if you want to get better at the game, abuse the head glitches and movement of this game. Soon, in one of their new patches, they're going to be nerfing jump spamming, so I would do your best and try to practice something else besides spam jumping. Whether it be crouching, strafing, or even head glitching more, it's better to practice something new than old. If you're playing against any echelon players, appearing in the middle of the screen, if you see revealed by intel, that means you're in the radius of someone using the intel suit. Now, when you're using the gadget the firebomb for the cleaner class, as there's a bit of a delay when activating it, I recommend preemptively activating it so that you just don't run on top of your enemy and die with nothing in your hands. But that can be said for most gadgets in this game. Now when it comes to XDefiant, there's lots of damage output variations. For instance, at range, the cleaner's passive does less damage. So if you're trying to build a long range weapon, try to stay away from the cleaners. Another factor you have to consider in this game is damage fall off. For example, at 25 meters with all SMGs, the damage significantly drops off. Now on the flip side, when it comes to ARs in this game, there's not too much of a damage fall off, meaning practically at every range the damage is going to be pretty consistent. However, at 0 meters, in comparison to about 50 meters away, there's only going to be just a couple damage points off. And interesting enough, the M249 in this game has a faster time to kill than the Vector when using full auto. That means maybe you should give the M24 a try. Now, another thing to know was that when there was double XP going on, if you also popped your double XP from the battle pass or the challenges, it would quadruple your XP output. So I recommend, if you're trying to really grind weapons, or you're trying to grind a weapon you don't like as much compared to other weapons, hold on to your double XP boost to see if they're going to have another double XP event. I know I regret not holding on to my boost when double XP was going on. Another tip, hopefully most of you know this already, but maybe you don't, is the healing ability from the Far Cry faction can heal you through a wall if you're still within the radius, which allows you to easily peek corners and much more. Now at the end of the match, even though you really don't want to, give someone a thumbs up or a wink. This will give you an extra 100 XP, which will help you level up that much faster. Now if you see the health icon next to your teammate and you're playing the Far Cry faction, go over by your teammate and heal them up. I'm sure they would greatly appreciate it, even though you're a little bit selfish at sometimes. Another thought to keep in mind when you're playing the Far Cry faction is that you're practically invincible inside of the ult. However, things such as firebomb, other factions' ults, and consistent headshots on yourself will mean you won't be able to out heal the DPS that's being done to you. So when you're using the ult, try to keep it in a safer place. Now, instead of normally sprinting to an ADS, try your best to do a slide jump into an ADS. After doing some tests, sliding and jumping and ADSing is definitely the faster way to ADS. Hopefully this will allow you to win more gunfights, as hip firing in this game is not necessarily the best option. Now another tip, maybe you're having issues mantling or getting around the map. Keep your eyes peeled for yellow tarps. These tarps tell you where you're allowed to climb, so you're not just randomly jumping around the map not knowing where to go. Now, staying on the mobility topic, we're going to be talking about weapon weight, which does exist in this game. As the name implies, different weapons will have different weights. The sniper and the LMGs being amongst the heaviest, where the pistols and SMGs have the smallest amount of weight, meaning you can run a whole lot faster with those weapons compared to the others. Now, the AR is kind of a sore thumb and is just kind of in the middle, as it's more of a just right kind of weapon. Now when it comes to game modes, another thing to keep in mind is that kill streaks, say you're on a 25 kill streak, if you're playing game modes such as escort or occupy, they will not transfer into the next round or the next half. So if you're on a huge kill streak, try to go out with a bang. Staying on this topic, I just want to talk a little bit about the game mode escort. Just like other games where payload is a game mode, escort works in the same manner. The more people you have in the area, the faster it'll be pushed. As well, you can resupply from the robot so that you can get all of your ammo back. However, keep in mind that you will not get grenades back, so use those wisely. Now my little tip or trick, if you want to level up weapons quickly, the best option or game mode is definitely going to be Occupy. The game is super fast paced, allowing you to get really good kills, as getting more kills and XP level up your weapons. So try to keep that in mind if you're really trying to grind out these camos. Now another thing to keep in mind is that for this game specifically, there is no skill-based matchmaking. But in the welcome playlist, there is skill-based matchmaking. So if you're new to XDefiant or shooters in general, I would definitely try out the welcome playlist. There, it'll allow you to get a grasp of what is going on, as again, there is skill-based matchmaking in that mode, so be placed against new players just like yourself. Now, when it comes to matches outside of the welcome playlist, there is no skill-based matchmaking. So one game you can go against the best players in the world, such as Scump, or in the next game you could be going against a little Timmy that just installed his first game. Now another thing to keep in mind is the utility of this game. One utility or grenade that really sticks out is the EMP grenade. The EMP grenade is practically insane. If you throw an EMP, say, on a guy with the bubble shield from the Phantoms faction, it just basically entirely removes their ultimate. Not only does that apply to the Phantom faction, but it applies to a majority of all the other factions. If you're not using the EMP grenades yet, then I would definitely recommend to use them. The flashbangs are practically insane. They both flash you and stun you. They last for a while and they're always easy to get a free kill with. So I would definitely recommend you to try out those two grenades. Now I do want to say, if you enjoyed this video or learned something new, please do me a huge favor and hit that like and subscribe button so I can try to turn this passion of mine into something much bigger. Or if you want to come catch me live, make sure to come check out my Twitch where I practically stream every day. Or if you want to check out my TikTok where I upload funny moments and much more there. But anyways, I hope you have a great day and I'll catch you in the next one.
I have 19 and 17. That's what I'll
C is in danger. You're climbing up.
behind you, Doug.
Why did that guy spawn so late?
No, I'm Australian. He's from Australia, Reddit.